My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire. We're going to be playing another challenge run. This challenge run has been suggested by Nick Werner, and it is called the Speedrun Run. I don't know if I'm going to publish it with that in the title. I'll possibly try and come up with a name a little bit different to it, but the modifiers include, hang on, plays any character. Alright. What character do I want to use? Let's go defects, because I don't want to do like another Ironclad one. I've done so many Ironclad episodes in a row. Okay, modifiers include draft. So we're drafting a custom starting deck of cards from, so we get 15 different selections of 3. Also, we start with Inception, so we'll replace our starting relic with the spinning top. Diverse and colorless cards are both put on, so cards are not restricted by character, and colorless cards now appear in rewards. Time dilation, all enemies start with a slow debuff. And terminal, lose 1 max HP every single floor. Where are you, terminal? Down here. But also start each combat with 5-plated armor. Plays any character, but the goal is to beat the game in 15 minutes. Otherwise, you lose. I've tested it and succeeded, so it's definitely doable. I muchly appreciate the fact that you tested this, Nick, as well. Thank you very much for having done so. I'm not given any guidelines onto what Ascension I should do, so I'll just do Ascension 1 so that I can get more elites. Neat. So obviously the key idea here is that we're going to want to, because we have access to colorless cards and diverse cards, we're going to want a bunch of 0 costs so that we can chain off for the effect of Unceasing Top. Unceasing Top giving us effectively infinite draw, as long as we have enough energy to play out the cards that remain in our hand, or the ability to play out those cards. So things like curses are going to completely stop us dead. So for instance, this would be really annoying to do on Ascension 10 plus, right? One of the reasons I chose the defect is because I want to get a lot of the defects 0 cost cards, but we have diverse on, so cards are not restricted by character. It's not going to be relevant. So effectively, we don't actually need ramp because all enemies start with a slow debuff. The slow debuff is for every card played this combat, increase the damage taken by this enemy, this turn, increase the damage taken by this enemy from attacks by 10%. Enemies that have artifacts are going to be a problem because they won't be affected by the slow debuff. So that's something we're going to need to be able to overcome. So obviously, claws, steam barrier, flash of steel already draws, right? It's not necessary. Quick strike, anything that's 0 cost and has a decent effect is going to be something we want to include. But also things that allow us to generate energy on the fly are also going to be relatively good as long as I don't draw into them late. Let's try it. Time for a challenge. Obviously Impatience, the other 2 are really difficult to play. See, here's a problem, right? We can't take Clash, can we? Because if I have Clash and Streamline in the same hand, then, or rather if I have Clash and a 0 cost that can't be played, how often is that going to happen? Maybe I take Clash. Clash can stop us dead with statuses and stuff like that, but anything's going to stop us dead with statuses. It's our first boss. Okay, we don't have to worry about statuses in the first boss at the very least. We probably have to avoid all elites this floor and next floor. Unless we have like already turn 1 infinites, we probably have to avoid all elites. Large reason being that adding wounds or statuses like dazed or burn, those kinds of things just kill us. Take Clash. Jack of all trades. Turbo adds a void to the discard pile, which will stop our combo, right? So while it will help us start our combo by giving us extra energy to play through extra cards, the void, as soon as it's drawn, we're done. Bandage up. Dagger Spray gives us a little bit of AoE. Rage and Flex are both incredible here. I'll take Rage because defense is going to be harder to get than aggression with this build. Havoc, when upgraded, is good as well. Deflect. This is all really bad. I'll take a Streamline just because it can become 0 cost. Well, that's really bad as well. Take that. Double energy can be really good for us. As long as we get it early. Or upgrade it. Okay, fine. Charge battery, but we want to remove it. Defragment if we want to remove it in battle. Just by playing it. So take the charge battery here. Distraction, unfortunately, adds a random skill into your hand that costs 0 this turn, but the skill could cost 10 after that. Okay, it couldn't cost 10, but it could cost 3. So take a low cost. The outmaneuver sets us up for another turn afterwards. All of this is pretty bad. Get the hologram, I guess. Alright, we want to get as many question marks here on the first floor. So there's a line that's question, 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 and early rest. So we're trying to remove things that have costs associated with them. Cool. Like, this hand is a good hand. Ish. That'll do. Finesse or slice? Finesse. Is the one we're going to ignore because we're going for slice. It's really annoying. This is so annoying. So Claw and Trip are obviously both each incredible, but card removal is the first thing that I have to do. Streamline needs to get out of the deck. I have to focus on card removal above all else. So I take the money there so that I can card remove later, ideally. Can't take anything here. So we are going to be fighting one elite here. We're just hopeful it's not an awful elite for us, frankly. Pull back a rage, I guess. Ooh, good flash. Got him. Madness is only good when I upgrade it, or if I have it in a hand with something that costs 1 that I want to leave in the deck. That's not super likely to happen. It's more likely that I end up drawing into Madness and casting it with nothing. So the first things that we want to upgrade are the things that cost 0 when they're upgraded. So Double Energy and Havoc are both incredibly impactful to upgrade. We'll hit the Double Energy. Okay. Ooh, nice! Getting to Forethought something there. Forethought would actually have a good place in this deck. It would find a nice home here. I can play that out, but it's not going to give me anything. It's Havoc. I'm about to heavy enrage this enemy in a way that is going to be really bad for us. Let's pull back. Clash. Neat. Worked out in the end. Pair as well as... No. Gotta remember, I actually do need to be going real quick here, right? I forgot that the modifier is also that I have to win in 15 minutes or less. None of those. So I'm probably going to make a couple of misplays while I try and win in 15 minutes or less. Remove card from the deck. Get the bullseye out of there. Nope. Can't risk getting the bad face there and having weakness on turn 1, because turn 1 is oftentimes the only turn that we have. I guess I'm bringing back Havoc. Sure. Okay, that all works. Neat, and strike him. Clash is actually really helpful here. It's a huge amount of damage. The fact that I almost turned it down is now actually slightly embarrassing me, to be entirely honest with you. Damn. Well, we drew into our non-zero cost cards at the very least, so that makes the rest of this fight probably quite simple. Do I Spike Slime? And hello to none of that. I mean, Impatience just naturally draws right now, which is neat. Bring it back, strike, and then naturally draw with it again. Because that's letting me get past more cards than I otherwise might. Ooh. Should have played both of those first before I played the Havoc, just in case it fished for the Clash, which it did end up doing. Yeah, X-Cost cards completely kill our cycle, unfortunately. That said, that one will work. Beam Cell, being able to apply vulnerability into an enemy is pretty good. Anything upgrades to 0 here? No, 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 no. Let's hit the Clash upgrade. So my time is actually not even showing up at the moment. That's really unfortunate. That feels like that's going to be a problem for us. I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to hologram, bring it back. I've set myself up with a ridiculous amount of energy for the next turn. So, effectively, I just click 1 and the enemy right now. Hopefully until the enemy is deceased. We'll see if that holds. Yeah. 6 extra energy this turn. Beautiful. Unfortunately, we will be taking damage in this combat. It's okay, though. It happens. Keep cycling, keep cycling. Prioritize shops on the next floor, definitely. Beautiful. 0 cost or nothing. Nothing. Retain cards in hand. No, extra energy is the most important thing that we have access to here. Helps us get through more of our 1 or 2 cost cards. Alright, let's look at our paths. Perfect path. Okay, this one has 2 shops and 3 rests intermingled. I mean, it actually could not currently be better. Bandage up. Havoc. Play the bandage up first, just in case I drew into Clash that turn, by the way. Just in case you're wondering what the idea behind all of that is. Clash. 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 There we go. Knew it was there eventually. Cannot afford any of that. Take a relic. Ooh, vulnerability on enemies on turn 1. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Alright, so we got pretty much the right deck for this. It's just whether or not I'm gonna do this in time. So, whether or not I do this in time means that one of the most important things that I can currently be doing is trying to make sure that my enemies... trying to make sure that I stop casting so many dud cards, right? Because every dud card I cast is just extra time I'm spending in that fight. Slice is good, though. Don't match anything. Don't match that. Don't match that. Don't match that. Don't match that. Fine. Out. Let's get the Chosen, because obviously if the Chosen starts including Dazed in our deck, we're already screwed. Pull back Clash. That'll kill the Chosen. I like that we have a little bit of healing in the deck. Okay, the Jack of all trades does need to be removed from this deck at this point as well, just due to the fact that it has a penchant for developing things that I don't want developed, frankly. Hey, there we go. FTL does it. Don't need any of those. Smith. Rage is actually really effective in this deck. It provides a hell of a lot of defense while I go hell aggressive. Medical kit. Unplayable status cards can be played. Whenever you play a status card, exhaust it. That is incredibly important for us. What was the other thing I wanted to remove? Jack of all trades, but Jack of all trades isn't always a problem, whereas there are a couple of these other things that are always a problem. Outmaneuver comes to mind. I'm not going to have enough money to make any benefit out of the upcoming shop, unfortunately. Get a beam cell upgrade for an extra turn of vulnerability. The other cards also need upgrades. Later on, but whenever you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Slice. Yeah, slice. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to remove anything in this store. So I likely shouldn't go. Alright, hell yes. The build just got a lot better in the last couple spaces. I just need to make sure that I finish the run in enough time. Hopefully I didn't spend too long drafting, because I could have done that a little bit faster, let's be real. Let's pull back Rage again. Prevent the enemy from dealing a ridiculous amount of damage here if at all possible. And goodbye to the snake plant. Hello to... I'll take a chill. Block potion, no. Can't remove anything here either. Nothing zero cost. Bounce. I'm fine to go for elites because if they put statuses in my deck, so what? Like beam cell. Keep the enemy vulnerable until Doomsday. Chill wasn't necessary. Chill was a mistake to add into this deck. Multi-2 stone. I mean, I could cycle back to Rampage like a hell of a lot here, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to try and meme it like that. Just another slice, I guess. Need more shops. Panic button. That's a bad play there. Not a great thing to have to do. That said, it's not extremely unlikely that I get to chain off until the champion is dead. What stops me? Obviously, the fastest thing that stops me against the champion here is if I burn Clash. With Havoc, that is. Yeah, there goes Clash. Okay, so a large amount of damage just got removed from our deck. That said, we have a lot of stacks of slow on the enemy, so we can still get through. This is going to be a real quick episode, this one. Nothing there. The extra energy is really good, but we are going to be able to elite hunt. All of those extra relics could contribute quite heavily to extra damage for us. We're not going to win. We're with 1 minute until we lose. I'll give it another go in this episode. So the deck didn't have enough aggression in it. I think that's the big mistake that I ended up making. I think I correctly identified what the problem was going to be. I don't think... I was about to say I don't think I did enough to address it, but I actually don't think I had enough of an opportunity really to address exactly what I thought the problem with this run was going to be. There's the extra Clash. Beautiful. That would have been a large amount of what we needed there. The extra Clash there. Charge battery out. Huh. Add a bunch of colors cards. Yes. Hell yes. Panache. Panache is obviously like gold standard here. Alright. We need to be faster. We need to be faster. How do we get much faster than this? Going to more question marks. That makes us faster. Yeah, Chill was a bad inclusion in the deck as well. That was just my bad. Shovel. Nothing doing here. Guess I'll be digging. On 4, if you don't play any attacks during your turn, gain additional energy next turn. Oh, lovely. What a good thing that we've just picked up there. This is awful. This is an awful hand. Yep. Time for me to take a bunch of damage. Really like to have some defense before all of this goes off. All right. See, I shouldn't just take things because they're zero costs. That's one lesson we've learned here in the first attempt at this. Because the things that are just valuable because they're zero cost are between me and my next cast of something valuable. So I'm not just going to stop the run because it's already over 15 minutes. I'll still try and complete this one and then try another. And that way, also, the episode won't be super short. Dark Shackles is really good defense, though. Smiling Mask. Merchants can't move for service now. Always cost 50 gold. Try and match them. Don't want to match that. Don't want to match that. I mean, speedrunning, right? So speedrunning means that if I get to this event, I just do this. I'm usually in the mindset where I'm like, any reasonable small advantage that I can pick up for myself, I may as well just do that. May as well go for that extra mile on that. Here I have to ignore that instinct. I need to go just as fast as is humanly possible. Heck, even a bit faster if I can swing it. Upgrade all cards you can only heal would work, but it wouldn't really do anything for us, is the thing. So viable, yes. Useful, no. That said, the thorns have brought to my attention that it's really... Go to another shop. I guess go to another shop. The thorns have brought to my attention. As I'll try again. Oh, I didn't want to put any of those on the bottom of the deck. Damn. That I will need defense in this deck, so I can't just draw for offense. Also in the early game, before the combos are going off, I definitely need some defense, right? Alright, we should be able to kill this target. This is one problem, right? Running into the transient is actually awful for this build. It's just a huge time sink for us as well. I have fast mode on, right? Yeah, I do. Good thing I checked that, because a lot of the time when I try and do speedrun things, or rather occasionally when I try and do speedrun things, people will tell me, hey, you could put fast mode on. I have had fast mode on since it was an option that existed in the game. Another panache, and then a removal of a card that costs. Took a turnip. It's Time Eater. Of course it's Time Eater. Oh my god. Okay, I actually have to play cleverly now. That sucks. I don't want to have to be clever. Not least of which because I'm not. Alright. Wraith form is incredible there. I'm so glad that I managed to fish Wraith form out there. It's actually going to make the Time Eater fight bearable. Pull the Clash back into hand, use that. I actually really could not have scripted this fight better so far. Yeah, the enemy is going to be doing its purge. Oh my god. Next turn. So we only have to get through 82 this turn. That's extremely viable right there. Yeah. Clashes are a large part of what makes this valuable. Alright. Let's move back out into the main screen and have a little bit more of a think about what character we would want to choose, right? What character would we want to choose? Well, the only difference that's being made at this point is number of orb slots. Defect has 3, whereas the other classes have 1. So that's an innate thing as a result of the character. Max HP. And finally, the individual relic. Not the starter relic, but the relics they can pick up in the run. So we can get Ninja Scrolls if we play the Silent, as well as Paper Crane. Both pretty good. Paper Frog is pretty good as well, with the Ironclad. Self-Forming Clay shouldn't matter, though. Karen's Ashes could. Champion Belt could. Magic Flower, probably not, but it could. Unlikely to run a discard build regardless, so probably not Tincture nor Tough Bandages. Wristblade. Wristblade is actually the best relic. It's the best relic. Okay, so we play Silent. Probably not Ascension 1. Just Ascension 0, because elites are obviously actually taking us longer to fight than normal. So it's Draft, Inception. Draft, Inception, Diverse, Colorless, and Time Dilation, and Terminal. Alright, let's go again. I'm gonna try and do a lot of snap picking here. Flash good. That's good. That's good. These are all pretty bad. I'll take that. This upgrades to 0, so I can just get that out of the deck. Clash. Anger, definitely. Trip, definitely. None of these if I can avoid it, so... I guess. None of these if I can avoid it. Okay, so we have some pretty obvious things that we want to remove from the deck. Let's have a look at the path that has the most merchants. There's a path that has 2, but if I go on that path, I have to fight an elite later. Alright. Fine. As long as I play faster from the start, I suspect I can get this done. Good. Nope. Ooh, I can burn curses. No. Still don't add them if I can avoid it. If at all I can avoid those curses, I still probably shouldn't add them. It's just another card between me and the cards I want to use. None of that. Definitely don't want Bash. Alright. Something upgrades to 0, something upgrades to 0, something upgrades to 0. Rupture. Okay. So that means that I can focus on removing things that actually have a cost associated with them naturally. Flex is really good here as well, though. Cost associated. Dagger throw. And I can even buy a flex, so we'll do that. Goodbye, Cultist. Nothing doing there. I'm not going to want to go to that shop anymore just because I'm not going to have enough money to do anything. Actually, I still wouldn't have had enough money to do anything. I can't remove with only 50 gold. So I ultimately feel pretty fine about how this is all gone. Or at least about my own involvement in it. Nothing. Do have to fight one elite, but if I had to fight an elite, this is a pretty good one to fight. Ideally, I just cut every card that isn't Anger or Rage and Flex out of this deck. That's an ideal world, though. Oh, beautiful. We didn't hit the hard stop. Tori is really nice. Don't need any of that, though. Upgrading cards is still pretty good. Any AoE in this entire deck? I suspect not. Okay. Attack. That'll do. No. Yeah, we should go for upgrades wherever available. Trip is pretty good when upgraded. Provide the vulnerability in AoE. Peace Pipe is obviously the best relic that we can find, so we'll keep an eye out for it. I don't suspect to find it, but I would keep an eye out for it. Nothing doing there. This does not feel like a 5-minute floor. Feels like I've been awfully slow so far. Alright, I'm definitely not going to combo off this boss here. But I might get a lot of value out before I find my first one cost. Or not. That's fine. Don't want to retain it if I can avoid it. Well, Late Plans does mean that I have to commit another action at the end of my turn, so that's a little bit annoying. Grand finale. No, it's a dead stop for us. Perfect. We definitely don't want to be hunting elites. Okay, so how many merchants can I hit? Maximum of 2 if I go for one fight. But this also has a bunch of question marks on it. And question marks oftentimes are not combats. So oftentimes those will be faster for us than a combat might. Come on. Very glad that I chose this class as well. I'm quite pleased about my selection there. No. Remove a card and upgrade a random card. Happy. Remove a Cold Snap. Upgrades a flex. Hell yeah. Great hits there. Great. Alright, Shell Parasite. The heck out of here. Fear Potion is really good if I'm just going to be starting out a boss fight with it. I will fight these, primarily due to the fact that they're not that healthy, so they shouldn't be too much of an issue for us. But also because the Red Mask is really good, or it will be really good in boss fights for saving me a lot of HP. Why am I missing so much HP myself? Oh, right, Terminal. I forgot about that. One and 20 cards added to the deck. Another Clash. Great. Smith to upgrade Clash. Alright, Book of Stabbing. Let's go. So we have, what, 2 cards in the deck at the moment that have a cost associated with them? Nonjagu! I can't take any of that. But I should take Gambler's Brew so that I can try and fix Final Combats, or if I draw into... none of this really needs an upgrade right now. Anger, I guess. Or if we draw into a status or a curse or something like that, we can just skip it by. Okay. Let's get that out of there. I would love Juggernaut, and then just all my defense gets me buffs as well, but I don't need it. And in fact, what I do need is just to go to this extra shop here. Hate that I have to throw away that Clash. Okay, after this shop, my entire deck is 0 cost. Don't need Impatience in here. Charge Battery. Get out of the deck. We still have bad cards in the deck, ultimately, that we'd like to remove. I will drop the Power Potion here to take Ghost in a Jar. Saves me against the final fight. It's fine. We'll make our way through them pretty quickly. So cards that do really nothing when I cast them, those need to get out of the deck now. So the powers in particular come to mind. They were just taken over other cards so that I didn't have to have those other cards in my deck. They're not necessarily actually adding anything here. This deck is also lacking in defense. That's one thing that's pretty easy to spot. It's a big problem. Nothing. Warcry also needs to get out of this deck. Things that also have a confirmation afterwards, those need to definitely get out of this deck. Anything that slows down our animations in particular is what I'm talking about here. Like, we will always be able to combo off for the win here. It's just whether or not I'll get it in 15 minutes. This is basically as fast as I can be without getting a, like, really godly draw at the very start. So I hope we're doing okay in terms of time. Can't take any of that. I guess can't take that. Fine. 5 minutes. 5 minutes on this final floor. Time Eater. Time Eater. Really. Time Eater is my final boss. Time. It's fine. I'm not mad. I'm just extremely mad about it. Can we not always get Time Eater as our final boss in this challenge? Because it's going to make that, like, real difficult for us. No. Upgrade all cards you can only heal? No. And I definitely can't put the normalities in my deck. Spam, spam, spam! Go, 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 go! Too many cards that don't do anything. Get him. Got him. Don't need any of that. So the red mask, got a bunch of golds. Use that gold to remove... Warcry doesn't need confirmation as much as that one does. But, don't need any of those. Sweet. Pass. I just need to go as fast as possible. Just lose the max HP. Upgrade anything that does damage. Come on, Ryan. Panache is a lot of damage for us. Wants an egg. And I can go across to another shop up here. Remove probably Warcry, I guess. Got him. Nothing. Smith the Claw. Not that it's good, but just because I'm not going to be removing that. Remove Warcry, take Vajra, take the Clash as well, run away. I should have taken the Smoke Bomb. I don't want anything there. I should have taken the Smoke Bomb there, because then I could have skipped to the next combat, and that would have saved me time. We only have 3 minutes to win the Time Eater fight, but the Time Eater fight is going to be the worst part of this run. Okay, this is going to be a problem. I have to use the Ghost in the Jar this turn. Otherwise, I lose way too much HP. Nothing. Rest for 2 HP's sake. Make the enemy vulnerable on turn 1. Okay, the enemy is now splitting. Good. It's really important they're splitting this turn. Because if they weren't, they could have just turned around and attacked me and I would die. And clock it, 13:05. We win. Woo-hoo! 8-13 for the score. Wristblade is a huge amount of why we just won there. The fact that it would have sped us up so much, not only just for the extra 3 damage, right? But also because the extra 3 damage is compounded by the slow modifier on the enemies as well. Hell yes. Now that's a speedrun. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the suggester has been Nick Vanner. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.